Ex engaged less than a week after we split. Her fiancé had no idea we were together. I wrote a blog and shared it with some of her friends and family. In case you don't want to read the whole thing. Dated a girl I'd known since high school. Treated me well the entire relationship. Broke up as she wanted to find a man that shared her same faith, and I was content since we had what I thought was a clean breakup. However, less than a week later she's engaged. I confronted her where she continued to lie and said she never cheated, etc. Fiancé messages me not knowing we were in a relationship as she claimed we never were, even though we have mutual friends from high school who knew we were dating. I proceeded to show him all the messages between us, and he was shocked and said he couldn't marry a woman who lies and cheats. That changed later. I wrote a blog and sent it to some of her friends and family exposing her. She and her family are pissed at me. They're still moving forward with the marriage as of now. Also, I don't believe I'm able to share the blog on her as it includes personal names, etc. Long story below. Towards the end of last year, I started talking to a girl I went to high school with. We didn't really stay in touch and are both now. She had always had this very outgoing, bubbly personality and a strong Christian faith since I knew her. I was brought up Christian, but fell away from it. When we started hanging out, we talked one night about past relationships and how we had both always had bad relationships that ended with the other party cheating/lying, and in her case, she talked about how she was always abused. She actually dated one of my friend's buddies and told me a little bit about that relationship, etc. This will be important later. I for once felt like I found a woman who understood me and that we had both been through similar pain. She was nothing but nice and caring our whole relationship. Always asking about my day, cooking me dinner, running me a bath, massages, and never once did she put me down. She was always trying to build me up any time I was hard on myself. I honestly thought she was too good of a girl for me. In order to make this super long, we'll fast forward to last month, where for a week she suddenly became distant, and at first she was sick, and I was just giving her space. I had sent her some flowers on a Friday, in which she was happy to get, but over the weekend and into the next, she wasn't really answering my texts or calls. As I said at the time, I thought she just needed space, but in the back of my mind, I did have some thoughts of what if she's seeing someone else, or we're about to break up. Now, during our whole relationship, I had full trust in this woman more than I'd ever had in any other. She finally called me the following Friday, and I could tell where it was headed. She said she wanted to find a man of faith, etc., to which I told her that if that's what she wants, then that's what she deserves. We talked for about an hour, and after hanging up, I really wasn't all that upset over it. For me, I felt for once I had an honest and respectful relationship, and felt I could finally find that moving forward. Me and her just weren't for each other, but at least I had seen that I could find someone who would treat me right in the future. But then that all turned upside down. However, not more than a week later, I see her post a picture on Facebook with another guy. At first, unlike this has to be an old Facebook account, etc. Well, not only was it not, she was also engaged to this guy. At this point, I'm feeling all kinds of emotions. I text her basically saying that she could have just been upfront with me. She responds saying she's sorry, and that she knows this seems crazy, but they had hung out after we broke up, and he confessed his feelings towards her. I couldn't wrap my head around any of this, and she apologized another time or two, and then basically said she wasn't going to keep apologizing, etc., telling me how I should go to church and find God, etc. In one of my heated moments, I decide to leave a comment on her new fiancé post about them getting engaged, saying, "Funny, we were just in a relationship less than a week ago." She called me the following morning mad, with her first words being, "Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind?" That I had no right to post that as we were broke up, etc., still claiming she had never cheated on me or anything. She finally admitted that they were talking while we were together, but she'd known him 10 years and wasn't going to stop talking to a friend, and that it was never anything bad. I told her she emotionally cheated on me, and she denied it over and over. I was losing my mind, and was suicidal for several days as I couldn't understand this at all. Then 2 days later, I get a message from her fiancé asking if I was in a relationship with X, and that she claimed you two never dated and had talked a long time ago, and that was it. At this point, I'm like, what the hell is this serious? She's completely denying my existence at this point. Not to mention one of her old best friends literally dates my brother, who we'd hung out with while dating. Plus, we have mutual friends from high school, etc. He asks for proof, so I provide him text messages, pictures, etc. He was taken back. He had no idea she was seeing me, saying he'd already caught her in a couple of lies, but brushed it off. But basically that he didn't feel he could marry someone who had lied and cheated on the both of us. I felt bad for the guy, as he seemed like a really good guy himself. He told me they had started talking on August 7th. We broke up on August 25th. I also found a picture of them, both hanging out on her couch, embraced in a hug on August 16th. At this point, I'm still trying to put everything together, trying to figure out how this woman who did nothing but treat me well our entire relationship could turn around and deny my existence and basically not even care. The fact that she told me lies and talked about God in the same paragraph just blew me away. Even when confronted with the evidence, she continued claiming she never cheated on me. They're both still moving forward with the marriage. Comment 1. You were taken advantage of. This new guy just seems to be asking for hurt. He knows full well going in she's a cheater. You'll recover OP, and one day you'll look back and laugh at that poor sucker who knowingly married a lying, cheating Christian. Comment 2. Yeah, I don't get it. Even when he messaged me, he'd already caught her in a few lies before knowing this. I think he's just in denial and feels trapped since they're already engaged and doesn't want to call it off due to the fallout between families. Plus, they've already had their wedding shower, and the honeymoon and wedding are set in like the next month or two. I mean, the dude even saw graphic images of me with her, so I'm sure that'll always be stuck in the back of his head. Comment 3. Could she be pregnant? I mean, it's possible. She thought she was pregnant in June with me, and we joked about baby names. The weird thing is, other times she'd bring up how she didn't want to have sex anymore, as it was wrong outside marriage, that God was punishing her and it was keeping her from heaven. Then again, she'd make sexual comments to me when we were out doing stuff if the attention wasn't on her. Comment 4. Well, if she has a kid in 5 months' time, sue for a DNA test. Actually, inform the guy she is engaged to that if she is pregnant, you would like a DNA test done. There is a test called the NIPP test that takes mom's blood and does DNA on the baby.